Hi there, welcome to Yoga Physio Zone and my Beat the Bug yoga series. This is number 10 and I'm Sinead, and today is a fuzzy hair day, so apologies for that. Maybe you're having better luck with your hair today. God knows what we'll all be like by the end of this social isolation. Anyway, today is going to be a class around about 30 minutes, and it's going to be a class that's going to involve a lot of side bending and twists, mainly for our torso. So we're gonna concentrate on our torso today. Okay, so come to lying on your mat. Just lying nice and flat. And just settling your shoulders down onto the mat. Settling your hips. Okay, and let's just take a couple of deep breaths, breathing into our lower rib cage. So shoulders, just let them relax where they are, and then breathing into the lower ribs and back down. And again, breathing into the lower ribs and back down. And the next in-breath, raising the arms above the head. Lay them down on the ground or as near as they can go. Put them up on a pillow or a cushion if you can't get them back fully. Shimmy your shoulders away from your ears and then keep breathing into the lower ribs. So when we're stretching our torso, side bending it, twisting it, breathing can actually get quite difficult. Keep breathing as I'm talking into the lower ribs. And the reason being that we're actually breathing with our rib cage as well. So that moves in and out. Keep breathing as I'm talking, breathing. Yeah, so it moves in and out, and then when you add a stretch or a twist to that, it can you can really feel it up around the rib cage, the thoracic spine and all of that. So today, let your concentration be on what your breath is doing while you're moving, okay? So here we are, our hands are overhead, and we are going to get our feet over to the right, and then our hands and our head also to the right of the mat, and our bum kind of shimmying over towards the left. So Bananasana, or banana shape pose, and just trying to soften. Breathe into that position, try and soften the rib cage. Feeling a nice stretch on the left hand side of your body. Try and soften any tension. Keep the breathing soft. Lovely. Hands and feet back to the center. Now shimmy your bum over to the right, and then this time stretch your feet and then also your hands and your head over towards the left. And try and soften down onto the ground. Anything that's tensing, see if you can soften it. And breathe. Breathe into the lower ribs, and that gives a great stretch to the right hand side of the body. Keep the breath soft. Great stuff. One more breath. And back. So, coming back to center. Okay, and both hands are down by your sides. Now this time, I want you to get your left hand out to the side, and then you are going to bend up the left knee, okay? And then you are going to twist that left knee over towards the right, so it's twisting away from your arm, your outstretched arm, okay? And then place your other hand, okay, so your right hand onto your left knee, so you are doing a torso stretch, okay? So left arm stretched out to the side, left knee is rolled over away from your outstretched hand over towards the right, and then the right hand is just giving a gentle nudge to the knee, trying to pull it down. And again, breathe into the lower torso. Soften your shoulders onto the ground. Soften your breathing. That's a great stretch. Good job. Bring the knee back to center. You can bring the arm back in. This time we are going to get the left arm out to the side. I'm going to bend up the left knee. I'm going to roll that left knee away from your outstretched arm, so it's rolling over towards the right. So my arm is stretched out here away from my knee, and then I'm getting my left hand and pushing my right knee just gently towards the ground. Now you can either get your knee right onto the ground and then your arm might lift up, and then see about getting your arm to soften back onto the ground, or you can leave the right arm on the ground and then let the left knee just come up off the ground. Or if you're one of those lucky people, you can get them both onto the ground at the same time. Great stuff. And breathing to the lower ribs. Good job. Okay. So, rolling over onto your stomach. This isn't so much a side bend, but this is also working on your torso. So we're going to do a couple of cobras. So you're on your tummy, you're going to put your two hands just under your shoulders, and you can roll your inner thighs kind of here, so your upper thighs are rolling in towards each other, okay? Or in other words, your baby toes are rolling out, so they're kind of now tipping off the mat, okay? So that just eases your lower back in these stretches. And then in that position, we're going to breathe in and stretch up. And back down. Now what I want you to do this time when you're breathing in is see how much you can lengthen your shoulders away from your hips, but without hunching your shoulders. So you're really lengthening the torso and back down. And this time we're going to add in a twist. So you're just going to come up just as far as what you can do. You can keep your hands further in front of you if you want to. And then you're going to twist your head over the right shoulder. Breathing in and breathing out back to base, and then breathing in over the left shoulder. And back to base. Great stuff. Okay, we're going to come up onto all fours, and then straight away we're going to go back into a child's pose. So you're sitting back on your hunkers, arms are stretched out. I think you know what's coming if you've watched my other videos. Head down onto the mat, and then we're going to do a side stretch. So first of all, we're going to stretch. We're going to walk our hands over to the right. You can bring your head with your hand. Keep your bum where it is. And you're stretching out that left side of your body. And breathing into those lower ribs. Soften the shoulders. Soften the breathing. Walk the hands back to the center. Over to the other side, to the left side, this time stretching out the right side of the body. Keep your bum down low if you can. Head to the floor and stretching out the right side of the body. Softening the breath. Softening the shoulder. Neck not working. Lovely. And back to center. Good job. Okay, so that was a really good side stretch. Let's just do a downward dog just to stretch us out. Just one. Okay. So we're on all fours. We're going to move our hands, just one hand's breadth forward. Weight on the base of the fingers. This part here. Weight on the base of the fingers. Roll the upper arms around so your shoulder crease is facing forwards, engaging the back of the shoulders. Then we're just going to push into the hands and feet, lift up the bum, and then push it away from you. Now in this position, think about lengthening your torso. I want you to try and get the distance between your hands and your hips as long as you can. So you're really stretching, you're really pushing, almost pushing the mat away from you. Or in other words, pushing your bum as high away from your hands as you can. And back down. Lovely. Okay, well done. Let's do a couple of kneeling poses. So again, our theme today is side bends with a few twists kind of thrown in. So you're here in kneeling. I'm going to get you to come up. You can face the side of your mat or face me. And you're going to come up into high kneeling. So keeping your hips forward, not sticking out like that. Hips forwards, okay? In that position, both arms above your head. Now, you can't see my fingers in this one, but they're joined together, okay? So they're like that. Fingers together. Try and keep your ears, your hands by your ears, okay? If you can, all right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to tip our hips over to the left, and then we're going to stretch our hands over to the right. But keeping the hips forward as well at all times, and try and breathe into the lower ribs. If you can, keep the arms straight, but don't worry if you can't. Try to soften your breath. It's not easy when you're stretching out your rib cage. And come back to center. And we're going to go to the other side. We're going to tip our hips over to the right. And we're going to tip our hands over towards the left. A kneeling half crescent moon. That's it. Breathe into the lower ribs. Try and keep the hips forward so you're not sticking your bum out behind you. And coming back to center. Don't you just feel that? I'll tell you. Now, I'm going to do a twist. We'll give the old side bends a break for a minute. I'm going to bring the right knee forwards. Okay, if you need to roll up your mat under your back knee, you can. Just gives it a bit of padding. Okay. Squeeze your two thighs together and pull your lower belly up towards your belly button just to give your base a good kind of support. And then I'm going to get you to twist. So your right knee is bent. Twist to the right with your waist. So you're twisting from your waist. And breathe. And if you have it available to you, you can stick out both hands to the side. Keep your shoulders away from your ears and don't forget to breathe into the lower ribs. Not easy to do all of that. Good. And coming back. A lot going on in that pose. Now we're going to swap knees. We're going to get our right knee behind. Excuse me. Left knee forwards. Squeeze your thighs together. Squeeze your torso as well, so you're lengthening it. It's like as if somebody came from the side and squished you and made you longer. Okay? Pull your lower belly up towards your belly button. Hands to the waist, and then twist from the waist. So you're not twisting from your shoulders or from your neck, you're twisting from the waist. Don't forget to breathe into your lower ribs. Breathing soft, shoulders not hunching up towards your ears. And then if you have it available to you, you can stretch the arms out to the side, but don't worry if you can't. And a few breaths. I'll tell you, that gets the heartbeat going. Good, and coming back. That's a great pose. There's a lot going on. Okay, so we're going to do a gate pose now. Again, we're from this kneeling position. The hips are forward. So when I say hips forward, I mean this and not back like that. So hips are forward, hands to the waist, right leg out to the side, and then turn the toes upwards in that right leg. Keep your hips forward. You're then going to get your right hand and let it move on down your leg, either to your knee, below your knee. Then with the left hand, turn the palm upwards and bring the arm overhead. That is a great stretch for the left hand side of the body, also for the adductors of the right. But we're concentrating on our torso today. So breathing, softening the breath into the lower ribs. You can hear my breath struggling. And if I wasn't giving instruction, I would actually keep my mouth closed and breathe in and out through my nose. So you can try that while I keep warbling on, okay? But it helps to actually control your breath a little bit better if you can breathe in and out through your nose. It kind of cools down your nervous system when everything else is going crazy. Okay, so here we are in kneeling again. We're going to get the left leg out to the side. Hips are forwards, left toes are pointing upwards. And then we're going to let our left hand drop down onto the thigh, onto the shin, right ham facing upwards and then overhead. And keep those hips forward so you're not letting your bum stick out behind you. One side is always easier, okay? For me, I find this one a bit easier. You can see I'm not breathing quite so in such a difficult way. And if you want, you can look upwards as well, but your head should be quite relaxed as well. Your neck should be relaxed. Breathing and back up. Well done. Okay, let's do a standing thread. I'm going to just adjust my camera angle a little bit so you can see me a bit better. And here we are. We're just going to do one standing thread, and it's going to involve a nice few standing poses. Okay, so first of all, we're going to stand with our right foot facing forwards, left foot facing me, side, okay? And we are going to keep our body facing me, and you are going to lunge forward into warrior two position, shoulders away from your ears, arms out to the side, and you are looking forwards over your front middle finger. Keep your base of support really strong. Weight on the outside of the back foot, over the little toe, and weight square over the front foot. Now, we're going to bend our right elbow down to our knee. We're going to bring that left hand overhead, extended side angle, and our palm is facing downwards. Okay, and we can then look up at our palm, and that is stretching out that left hand side of our body. Keep your base strong, keep your lower belly pulled up towards your belly button when you're doing this. Legs nice and strong, great. Coming back up, keep those legs where they are. I know they're getting tired. One more pose in this position. This time, reverse side angle, or reverse warrior two. You are dropping your left hand onto the left foot, which is your back foot. You're turning your right palm to face upwards, and then bringing that one overhead and looking up at your palm. Keep your bum tucked in, or at least your hips forward. Sorry, better. Hips forward. Don't forget to breathe. That stretches out that right side of your body. Really works the breathing, and you can come back up. Well done. To warrior two. We'll straighten out that front leg, give it a break. Whew, that worked my breathing. Now, I'm going to tip the right hand, which is our front hand, forwards. Both legs is straight. And then we are going to come down to the side so that our right hand is now going to rest on our shin, or maybe on our knee or our thigh. And you're going to bring that left hand overhead. And you were looking up at your hand. So your shoulders should be stacked over each other, so they're both in a kind of a straight line. Again, keep your hips forward. Don't let your bum stick out behind you. Hips forward. And don't forget to breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And keep your kneecaps engaged, so you're really pulling them up on both legs. Breathing in and up you come. Great. We're going to do all of that on the other side. So we're going to take our right leg. We're going to, well, you can face the side of the mat, both feet facing the side of the mat. Now you are going to get the left foot, and that's going to be facing forwards or towards kind of the short side of your mat. Okay, so the back leg is facing me, the other leg is facing forwards. You're going to put your weight over the outside of the back leg, over the little toe side, and it's square over your front leg. Now, lunge over that left leg. Keep your knee over your ankle. Keep your hips forward. Rotate both hips kind of outwards. So you're splaying your legs apart. Pull your lower belly up towards your navel. Shoulders away from the ears. Arms out to the side. Look forwards over that front middle finger. Warrior two. Relax your breathing. Ooh, I see, there's a lot going on, but then you add in the breathing and it's like, man. But that's the challenge, isn't it? Keep the breathing focused. Okay, so we're going to bend forwards over our front knee. So we're going to bend our left elbow. We're going to bring it down onto our left knee. Then the right hand, which is the hand that's behind, we're going to turn the palm to face upwards, and then we're going to bring it overhead. And that is extended side angle. Keep your hips forwards. Keep the legs really, really strong. Again, the weight on the back leg is over the little toe part of the foot. Keep your breathing as soft as you can. Try and see how far you can get this elbow that's up in the air. See how far you can get the elbow away from your hip on that side. Really lengthening out the side of the torso. Hips forwards, not sticking your bum out behind you. Good. Okay. And coming back up again to warrior two. This time we're keeping our legs again in that nice strong position. We're going to drop our right hand back onto our right shin. Right leg is nice and straight and strong. Turning the left hand, which is our front hand, so that the palm is upwards. Bringing the palm overhead. Look at the palm if you can. Giving a really good stretch. Keep the legs strong. Try and soften your breathing. That's great. Coming back up. Okay. Hands to the waist, straighten that front leg, give it a break. So both kneecaps really strongly pulled up. So both legs are really straight. Pull your hips forwards. Arms out to the side, shoulders away from the ears. And then you are going to tip forwards with the left hand, which is our front hand. We're going to drop it down to our left shin. And then bringing the right hand overhead so that the arms are in a straight line. And looking up at that upward arm. And breathing. And breathing. Coming back up. Well done. That was great. We're going to sit down again. So I'm just going to move my camera again. You're getting used to me by now with all my camera changes. Okay, so let's just do a forward bend just to change from all that stretching to the side, and I need a break from it. Okay, so just getting both feet out in front of you, and you are just going to walk your hands forwards, sit on your sit bones, walk your hands forwards, look towards your big toes, bring your chest area forwards, and then just see how far down you can go. You can get your hands to your feet, great. Try and keep your back straight. You saw me rounding mine, you caught me out. Back straight. And breathing in that position. Yeah, I needed a break from the side bend. Well done. So let's do one sitting twist. So with this one, I am going to get you to just stretch out your left leg, bend up your right knee, okay? And then you are going to hook your left knee around, you're going to hook your left elbow around your right knee, okay? So if you're looking at me from the side, I'm now doing this. I'm now getting my right hand behind my waist. And what you want is that hand as a prop. That hand is actually helping you as a prop. So you're putting weight down through that hand and you were twisting over the right shoulder. And again, breathing, 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 breathing. You want to feel that that hand is like an extra prop, that arm. So you're putting weight through a straight elbow if you can. Twisting from the waist, not so much from the shoulders, even though they do twist eventually, and the neck as well. Okay. Let's do all of that with the other side. So we're now going to stretch out our right leg. Left knee is bent up. We are going to hook our right arm across our left knee. I'm going to shift to the side to show you, and then my left hand is behind me, propping me up, and only then am I twisting with my waist and then looking behind my left shoulder. Well done, you guys, nearly finished. And breathing, keep the breath nice and soft. Lovely job. And let's just come to lying. We'll finish with one rotational stretch. Okay, so you can get both knees up 90 degrees. You can get the hands out to the side, palms facing downwards, and then you're just going to roll over, first of all, over to the right hand side with both knees, if you can, down towards the ground, and get both feet onto the ground. You might be more comfortable with your palms looking upwards, that's fine. And just rest in that position, try and see if you can just get nice and soft in that position. And breathing, and then coming back to center, so bringing both legs up. If you want, you can walk them around. And then you are going to get the knees and the feet up, and then you're going to roll them over to the other side. Now, if you find it hard to do that, you can also just walk the feet around so that you get into that position where both hands are out to the side, stretched out, and then both knees are bending over, feet on the ground, up towards the left. And breathing, soften the shoulders, soften the rib cage, soften the breath. And finally, coming to lie in Shavasana. So why don't you stay here for a couple of minutes while I turn myself off, and you can just take some breaths and do a little bit of a body scan, working through the different parts of your body, trying to soften them one by one, breathing nice and deeply into your lower ribs. And give yourself about 5 minutes, put on your favourite music. Well done, and we'll talk soon.